That is why we make Steps to Knowledge, the first level of study, available to people. It contains enough wisdom to exceed most needs, if it is studied adequately, applied wisely and brought into the realm of relationships. What it also does, interestingly enough, is expose people's motives for studying it. If you are studying Steps to Knowledge in order to have more ideas, new insights, or to keep the excitement going, and if you continue in the preparation, you will be able to become aware of your motives. At some point, you will come to realize that your motives and the offering of Steps to Knowledge are not the same. So either you must abandon the preparation in order to serve your motives, or abandon your motives in order to participate in the preparation. At some point, people reach this juncture, and their whole motivation for study has to be completely reevaluated. The real motivation for studying Steps to Knowledge is mysterious. The real reason you do it is that you must do it. That is knowledge. Only knowledge can motivate you to find knowledge. Other interests, accumulation, acquisition, escape, excitement, love cannot take you to knowledge. Even love, which in most people's minds is an exciting experience rather than a living spiritual presence, will not take you to knowledge, because you find out on the path of knowledge that you have some very unloving and difficult experiences. It is not all wonderful, glorious, exciting and spiritual. It is hard. Oh, my God. What is happening to me? I was a nice person. Now I don't know what I am. All of these other motivations for studying the way of knowledge must be reevaluated, because they do not take you to knowledge. You go to knowledge because you must go to knowledge. It is like a deep, deep instinct beyond your wants, fears and personal preferences. It is like a homecoming. You are drawn in and are willing to make the sacrifices. You are willing to take on the challenges and are willing to make the reevaluations. Why? Because you must do it. The preparation is not promising you a great love life, abundance, a new car or a new personality, where you trade in the old personality for a new personality, one that is more fun. No. That is acquiring possessions. Acquiring possessions is like eating food. If you eat too much, you will get stuffed and have stomach problems. If you buy too many things or ideas, you will get stuffed and you will have health problems and mental problems, and so forth. Whether you are trying to find truth or stimulation, acquiring things begins to make you sick, and you must return to simplicity, which is abiding with knowledge. Abiding with knowledge is so simple that it utterly confounds people, because they are trying to get something, have something, escape something, or experience something. Knowledge is. It is not a commodity. It is not a set of thrilling ideas. It is not a group of spiritual objects. At the beginning of Steps to Knowledge, it says, "Knowledge is with me." Where am I? If you could fully understand this lesson, you would learn half of the entire preparation right there. Where am I? What am I doing? So, when we speak of possessions, we are talking about everything that everyone is trying to get out of life. As you try to get things out of life, life escapes you. This is frustrating. Some night when it is clear and the stars are shining brightly, look up at the sky and ask yourself, what do I want to get out of that? Speak to the stars and say, okay. Give it to me. I want the experience of universal wisdom or complete affinity with life. Give it to me. And the stars are just there. They neither come towards you nor go away from you. They neither yield nor retreat. They are there for you. People do Steps to Knowledge and they say, okay. When am I going to get it? Where is the reward? I'm here. I'm practicing, sort of. Where is the reward? At some point, if they persist in their preparation, they will come to realize that the problem is not with the preparation. The problem is with their motives. You see, without its possessions, your personal mind literally has nothing to hold it together. Its whole sense of identity is based on what it owns, what it thinks, and what it is associated with. Because it is artificial, it must have all these things and keep renewing them, or it begins to shrink and fall apart. So, we let it shrink, not drastically but slowly, not to punish it, but simply to redirect the mind to develop a different set of abilities and to gradually gain a different focus and orientation away from accumulation towards profound experience, so that one day when you look up at the stars are there for you and you are there for them. The possession issue, by the way, accounts for much of the difficulty that people experience in relationships. Here people enter relationships and they have all these expectations about what they are going to get and how they are going to get it and what they deserve, and so forth. So, their ability to actually experience another person and to experience kinship becomes very limited. After all, how can you have the experience of kinship if you have this huge agenda about what you're going to have and who you are going to be and how it is going to work out, and so forth? Having all of these expectations and this motive for accumulation disables you from being able to experience another. It disables your discernment. It disables your perception. It disables real evaluation based upon compatibility and shared direction. If you enter the relationship without all of these motives for accumulation, things could be clear for you, very clear. But for the person who is governed by these motives, it takes years to come around to the obvious, and then only after many expectations and desires have been disappointed. So, you can see that disappointment is an important part of learning, but it cannot be the only part of learning. Let us come back now to see where to draw the line in owning things. If you are following me thus far and are thinking about what I am telling you, thinking about it as it relates to you and not to other people, then you can say, where do I draw the line? I have to have a certain number of things in order to function well in the world, and I have to have a certain number of ideas, insights and good experiences in order to function in the world. Now, where do I draw the line? Because I know I can keep buying things and bringing them home until my home is stuffed to the ceiling with things. I can keep accumulating ideas, insights and happy experiences until my mind is filled to the ceiling, stuffed with things. I know I can do that. Where do I draw the line? Where is the balance? First of all, find out what you really need and what you really use. What you really use and what you really need are very related. This applies both to the possession of objects as well as to the possession of ideas. What do you really use? What do you really need? People assess their needs for things that give them comfort, and often they think some of their possessions will be needed someday, but not today or anytime soon. What do you need now? When you begin to ask this question and seriously consider it, you will see that you don't need a great deal. Yet, the things that you do need should be very good. The objects in your possession should be well made and durable. The ideas with which you associate should be abiding and helpful, so much so that you cannot exhaust them easily. Many of the ideas and insights that people accumulate for their own edification are easily exhausted and have no abiding value. They have no depth and cannot provide meaning. They are either self-gratifying or only initially stimulating, and beyond that they can offer no more.